Hey folks, Dino Bob here, taking you back to Vembre Park. Last time I promised we were going to get something big coming, and we are indeed. The big one is Argentinosaurus, the largest animal in the game, at least so far anyway. Likely to be for a while. Anyway, so I'm going to jump right into a tour because this thing was made while I was having problems in the park with saves and bugs, and I had to rebuild this whole exhibit. So I forgot to record it. So we're coming up. This is the South America portion of the zoo, and so we took an Inca temple as inspiration, added some buildings to it, like that access for our handicapped guests that I just showed you. The sort of pseudo viewpoint camera with the Control T, excuse me, is really not good at changing elevation. So this is a little bit of a waiting area here for the presentations that take place up here. You probably noticed the door for our handicapped guests to get in. There's safety lines for when the show is on to help keep our guests from crossing in front of the seated guests who are in the gallery there with the themed stone benches. And there's speakers around this area. And why are there speakers? There are speakers because occasionally keepers will be up there on that platform. It's designed for presenting the animals so you can get a good side view and see them up close. You see the elevator to bring treat food up for the animals. This is a still shot with my modular man standing in for a keeper to give you an idea both of the scale of the animal and how that would work, at least in the real world, if you will, of this zoo. So I've got two Argentinosauruses in here right now. And as you can see, they are having trouble actually standing next to their feeder when they eat. And as also you can see, I need to fix my cabling. We'll do that off camera and go out of this building now, having gotten an idea of what our guests can see from it. When there isn't a presentation going on, of course, it's a elevated viewing platform that puts you on sauropod head level. Anyway, down the stairs, we're going to kind of fly down here. And there's the wall that you saw from up above. And along this path, we've got the big fence, the expensive fence, running along here. So guests could stop anywhere along here and try to see the animals. But even with animals that size, you're not always going to be able to see them in this exhibit because they actually like a fair bit of vegetation. You can see the second one way out there, and they've got 3 small ponds to meet their water requirement. So despite this being a big animal, it's going to be a relatively short video, in part because there isn't a build. Compressing all the work that goes into these builds eats a lot of camera time. Odd about that. So aerial view of that viewing area and a pan across the entire exhibit. It's really big, and so are the animals. And this I added after I did all the other shooting of the video. It's a comparative size of the animals, with the Argentinosaurus woolly mammoth and Psittacosaurus. Psittaco is the smallest animal in the game that's not a special exhibit. And I did a little measure up sign. This one was done before I put the 2 and 1 meter for those 2 columns. Try to get the video out. Anyway, so we'll take some looks at the animals doing their animal things. If you pick the right angle, it kind of looks like our Argentine is actually eating from the feeder. But I guess they don't really like being watched eating or something. They do take naps. This appears to be their sleeping pose. They don't put their heads all the way down, but they do close their eyes. Kind of spread out there. They make noise. And get the tree in the way. Walking up here, and I was watching to see what it might do to the fence, and it just sort of stops, and then decides it's nighttime and this is as good a place as any to spend it. You can see I mostly covered the fence with rocks in the back. This is also right on the edge of the buildable area of the park. So serious, no animal gets through kind of stuff has to be there, particularly for an exhibit right there on the edge. They are slow, stately creatures, even more so than the Brachiosaurus. And, they don't do a whole lot other than walk and eat and sleep. But with that kind of bulk, that's pretty much their day, unless somebody interrupts that. Again, with the perspective to get a little bit better look, a better impression of feeding behavior. And anyway, so next time we'll be going to the other America for the first animal there. Maybe it'll be more than one animal. And that's part of why you didn't see the area entrance. You'll see that in the next video. They are slow and stately and march with well, grace isn't the right word, but in a way they're a little bit like manatees. They who glide through the water, seemingly effortlessly, until something like the aquarium glass gets in their way and they just mush their faces up. So there's another special guest viewing gallery down there in the back. So I was trying to get a close-up of this guy, and the camera was giving me fits. And as you can see, apparently the camera flew a little too close to blasted drone cameras. And it annoyed him, so he's leaving. And so am I. If you liked the video, you know how YouTube works, I think. If you've watched me this long, please subscribe, leave a comment, a like. It all helps. This is Dino Bob. I think you should all be kind to each other out there and take care until we meet again next Friday. Bye now.